All right, so as the owner of the LLC, you've decided that you want to incentivize key people to help share in the company's growth and appreciation of value. And you're saying, I think I've heard about this option plan stuff. I want to look into that. What do I do with an option plan? Well, let's talk first about what an option plan might be good for and what it might not be good for. So an option plan, generally speaking, is going to be incentivizing people to work for the next 4 to 5 years in the company to see it go from, one level of value to another. And the idea behind an option is most of the time that people want to incentivize people to share in the exit proceeds down the road, but not necessarily that they're getting any cash flow. Why is that? Well, an option, just like an option on real estate, is the right to buy something. It's not actual equity. So some kind of actual equity interest is what would give somebody the right to receive profits or dividends from operations of a company or something at exit. Whereas an option is something that a lot of tech companies and other growth companies give to their employees. It doesn't make them owners of the corporation or the LLC while they have them, but it allows them basically to exercise or buy the equity at some later date when they think that they might want to share in the upside. Options typically have a 4-year vesting schedule, which means if an employee leaves or is fired but before the 4-year period ends, that some amount of those options lapse and vest. We have other videos on our channel if you want to watch more about vesting. There's other components of options that somebody needs to take into account. With an LLC, unlike a C corporation, LLCs cannot issue what are called incentive stock options. So the kinds of options that LLCs can issue are called non-statutory options, and the employees tax at ordinary income rates at exercise down the road. Another factor people want to consider is that once an employee does exercise, then they become owners of the LLC, and you may want to set up something like one class of units with voting rights and one class without voting rights to take into that account if you don't want employees to become members with voting rights. Another thing is you might need to take into account the employee's ability to actually exercise the option. So, for the most part, people have to buy their options unless they're kind of doing a cashless exercise at exit, meaning they have to come out of pocket and pay for those options. Options generally or option plans generally expire 10 years after grant, so those need to be looked at as well. What's the trajectory of the company and the likelihood that you're going to exit in the next several years? Option plans can be very flexible. There are a lot of components and things to think about, but those are some of the high-level issues that one needs to consider when doing an option plan within an LLC. If you have any questions, reach out to us, get in touch. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and link to the content if you really like it. But we appreciate your support and hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.